Are you going to start, or are you waiting for us to start?
Yeah, yeah, any of us can start. Oh,
I think you start first. And I'm not sure what I want to say about this topic. Nothing is coming right now in my mind. I mean, once we progress, maybe I'll have more things to say.
I think in general, as a child grows up, uh, and since somewhere, I'm not saying every family or every household, but in general, as a society, this is a taboo kind of a thing. Like we don't talk much about it, and rather we kind of suppress this discussion, or uh, tell children not to ask such things, or ये dirty है या ये गलत है ऐसे बस बोल देते हैं without really getting into the details or any kind of explanation about it. But so initially, as a family, there were times when like our daughter was like 4 3 4 years, and we encountered certain things or certain experiences occurred. So then it was somewhere like concerning to us, like why is this? Is it happening with our daughter or whatever, something like that. But gradually, as we read more about it, we googled it, we understood that it's very natural for children to explore body parts, try and understand stuff. They are also growing, they are seeing things, uh, they look at mirror and all those things. So for them it's more of curiosity and wanting to understand their body, and that is body aspect of it. And apart from that, we very easily accept any sort of, say, violence or something of that sort, even while we watch films or something, how much gory or bad it would be. But when it comes to a simple kiss or a hug, we tend to kind of FF rewind, get awkward. So it's the contrast, rather than violence should be curtailed, and this should be like an expression. So that should not be sort of a. Of course, there needs to be a explanation. There can be a talk or something like that, but there should be no awkwardness about it. So I think we have all grown with that, and with time, I'm sure Lapiti, my wife, she has spoken to Misty a lot about female things and uh, whatever. So as a family, we have always been talking with our kid since childhood, and it's been fine. Like, there is no such a indecent sort of a behavior, indecent sort of a unsatisfied curiosity. Like, so, I think that's the way we have gone about it. Am I right?
Okay. Yeah, Preeti, you want to add something?
So, to start with, I will share that my own upbringing in my own childhood, it was really a big taboo topic because my family was very big and there were many, many, many members in the family. So, talking about these stuff was a very like a big thing, and people would like shy away and not express, and even talking about periods and all. And it was always I've seen that kind of environment around me when I was a child. So for me also to um, yeah, so that environment, but my mother, I have observed her. She has kept me aware about everything at all times. Like, even when the environment around me was so, so this thing opposite, you can say, where everybody will shut anybody's mouth if any such topic is being talked about or anything like that. Still, my mom has always kept me aware about things like, what is uh, things that can happen, and just keeping me alert, keep, even so it was a big family, so keeping me alert from the family itself, because generally what we hear that things happen mostly within the family, because outside it is lesser, and inside the family, and when you have so many people, then the chances are even more. So I am very grateful to her that she has always kept me very alert about all those things, and because of which I'm like with a lot of this thing, I would say that I am saved from any kind of sexual abuse or anything in my life, and I had the guts to take action against anything that would come up, because I was always aware, and I was always alert, and I was always supported by my mom. Okay, so that way I had the guts to even slap a vegetable vendor on the road, and I would like to take actions, anything that is against what I feel is right. And that way I've grown up. So it is a mix of being very, growing up in a very conservative family, plus having a support of my own mother in a very strong way. So so I got into, like, after I got married, and so I come from Lucknow, and got married in Mumbai. So with like my husband is here, Prana. So the kind of exposure like my husband gave me, it was very, very new and fresh view to all of these things. And he was very, very open about it, very straightforward. And uh, so for me, it was a shift, a big shift, from being very shy and closed about such topics to being extremely open. So when our daughter was born, after that, during when we were going through pregnancy, that time only, we were clear that we'll not, use different words for body parts, which generally are like very, rubbish kind of words or references or something. We have to be straight in our vocabulary about the body parts and how we call it and all of it. So, and so that way we were just starting with our parenting journey. And after our daughter started growing up, uh, so the way we have kept it, like, keeping her aware at every step, keeping her um, like free, and um, whenever she comes up with any question. So I remember first time she came up, and she was very young, maybe 4, 5, 6, I don't know what age, but she was really young, and she came up with a word ka meaning, rape. What is rape? Or something like that. This kind of word she had. She had read somewhere. She was an avid reader, so she used to read a lot. And in that, one of the words, either rape or something, it came up, and she came and asked the meaning of it. So at that young age, I was little skeptical. How do I talk about it and start the conversation? But my husband, he was very clear and very openly and frankly and with every detail. He shared everything with her at that time only. So from then on, that uh, that opening has happened in me, where um I'm like really, really comfortable talking about anything with my daughter. She's 11 now. And at our home, with me, even with my mother in law, even she is equally open, and we are all a very like straightforward family where whatever questions, whether it is rape or whether it is anything, like how a child is born and then the whole process of it and everything. So we have spoken and talked, and so I believe personally the power is in giving the power. It's not, the power is not keeping with yourself. I will take care of my child when there is some problem or something. Rather, you empower the child. That is what we have learned in even in Aarohi that empower the child will take care of herself or himself. We need not be always there for the child. So that's what we have been trying to do. And that way, empowering means just keeping her aware and keeping her alert and imparting, passing on all the information or all the details, whatever questions are there, whatever curiosities are there, whatever is there. So there is no hiding, there is no filter, there is no this thing. Okay, this is like uncomfortable kind of thing. It is very, very simple. This is like normal, natural human thing, and we all go through it. And this is how is it. So that way, yeah, that's it.
Too much learning. I mean, you whatever you said, I mean, it's a lot to learn from both of you, I think, because the society I live in, it's still this topic is still a taboo, and not only sexuality. I mean, a lot of things like delivery and all that are a hush hush topic. Not it's not discussed very widely, and not to the opposite genders, especially. So, but I mean, I definitely want to educate my children about all these. I don't want to keep a secret or to hide something from them. But that's what, as you said, that your mother-in-law also talks about these things openly with your daughter, right? So, uh, teaching them is one thing, but uh, this fear is always in my mind that how will the extended family take this if they are, I mean, and they, my kids, both of the kids discuss everything, whatever come in their mind with their grand parents as well. So that's what I mean, and I don't want to tell them also that you don't discuss this with your grandparents. I mean, that itself will मतलब antennas खड़े हो जाएंगे कि भाई मतलब why are you doing that, why we should not discuss these things, मतलब is it a very different topic which we should not discuss and all that, right? So this thing has always in my mind that okay, I'll tell you whatever I need to and whatever you need to learn, you whatever you need to know. But the fear is always in my mind that how will they take it, and will they make a joke out of it? Because a lot of things like death, we talked in the last parenting circle, right? Death, they already know. They kind of uh, joke around it, and my kids are 8 and 5. Um, both are boys, and the death is for them is like matlab pretend play में every time they हाँ I died, he died, you died again, मतलब that मरना is it's always they do, and I think it's boys, I don't know, but they always do that. So
I think it's okay, no? It's so okay. Means why are we tagging it to be like they are taking it jokingly? Why are we considering that they are taking that topic as a joke? That's our understanding about it. But what they are playing and pretending and doing stuff, it is their way of doing it. How are we judging it that it is a joke for them? It is not a joke for them. They are just making up a story and acting around that story. And in that story, death is coming as a plot or something. So how is it a joke?
no, sometimes it's not a joke, I understand, sometimes it's a part of their plot and it's okay for us, मतलब for me, and my husband also sometimes is like कि मतलब why are you saying that all the time, but especially my मतलब in-laws are like कि why do you play such things, why do you always say these words, and मतलब why क्यों इतने मरने की बातें करते हो, मतलब ऐसे खेल क्यों खेलते हो जिसमें मतलब कुछ और खेलो, ये क्या मरना मरना, मतलब ऐसा गेम, why do you play such games? So if this topic is such a matlab, uh, unacceptable word or topic, right? Then I cannot even think about matlab, telling them and exposing them to. I so much want to expose them to at least start telling them about the sexuality and the concept about related to those. But that's what once I start, there's no looking back, right? I mean, I cannot undo that. Matlab, I cannot erase the memory from their memory. So before taking any step, I really want to consider all the options. Ki bhai, matlab, they'll not play around all these topics. I mean, I don't know what, how will they take it, how both of them will take it. Yeah.
I think one thing I have observed with our daughter and even in general, because we have worked with children also. For children, everything is just a passing phase. So at certain times, they are stuck to certain things. Like say, जैसे आप बोल रहे हो death के बारे में. So there may
Hmm.
be certain things. So they get stuck to that thought and that idea, and then that phase passes away. And then it's not the it doesn't occupy their mind continuously. It's just that we get stuck to that thought, and then we overthink about it, and then we keep probing and poking, and then it blows up to a different level, and then it creates a different sort of a anxiety, a different sort of a what you say, uh, uh, I don't know what is the word to say, different level of curiousness for the children कि ये मुझे नाक क्यों बोल रहा है, something like that, जैसे आपने बताया कि ना
Right.
बोलेंगे तो या हाँ. So I
No,
think
that's true.
so with passing phase, I remember I was just thinking how when did we start this. So we have never asked Mr. to sit. Okay, Mr. Let's sit. Today we'll talk about sexuality. Today we'll talk about what is woman's body part. Today what is men's body part. We have not done this. We have not sat like that. As a child, as a child, she used to bathe with me. She used to bathe with Preeti at times. So naturally, she was looking at stuff, and she would ask, "ये क्या है? ऐसा क्यों है? और मेरे को ये क्यों नहीं है?" And then that's where the discussion would start. So purpose was not that we wanted to expose her to things, and then so that she can start questioning those things. That it never started that way. It just whatever naturally came to her that curiosity was fed, and then it just moved on. Even for delivery and all, I remember I had showed her the delivery of a mammal. I think it was a donkey or some cow or something. Okay, ये delivery ऐसे होता है because mammal, we are also mammals. So उसका delivery में ऐसा ऐसा पूरा calf बाहर आता है. So I literally shown her that video कि देखो delivery ऐसा होता है because I didn't have any other video to show कि भाई delivery ऐसा होता है. Naturally, we have her video of her delivery, but apart from that, this was how well, when she asked, that was a video, and that
Okay.
when you look at it as an outsider thing, like say दूसरा animal है, दूसरा कुछ है, then you don't think it in a perspective which you feel is like awkward or bad or something like that. It's nature. Then you look at it as a nature. So that's where I remember first time we had. I still recollect that video. There was probably baby calf. तो उसका वीडियो था डिलीवरी के, पूरा काफ बाहर आता है. And from that the questions arise, and then gradually it uh, uh, tapered down. In fact, I just wanted to share this recently. Now she's 11, and recently, and she goes for her some practice in the morning, early morning, and it's only her, and like it's only she who goes, and there are 4 or 5 people who go in the morning for practice, and not many people are there. So this particular day, she told me कि ये लोग नहीं, ये दीदी नहीं है, ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, खाली सर होंगे और मैं रहूंगी. So I was just like asking her, कि, would you be comfortable? Like, are you okay? Well, hope there is nothing.
Hmm.
So I was just trying to understand from her. You hope you understand. If something, what is bad touch, what is good touch. Yeah, yeah, of course I know. and then she has her own ways. She says, I know, Papa, how to manage this. Okay, firstly, it's a safe place because where I practice, there are classrooms, and from there the windows are open, so everybody can see everything, so nothing much can happen. Otherwise, I have ways to get away from the place, saying कि मेरा पेट दुख रहा है, मुझे बाथरूम जाना है. I can just rush away from there and slip out of the place. So she has her ways. Even for auto and all, when she goes alone, she has her ways of checking in the auto also. कि ये ऑटो में अगर ऑटो वाला कैसे बिहेव कर रहा है, या वॉट से ऑटो वाला बोलता है ये रास्ते से नहीं, ये रास्ते से जाते हैं, तो शी वुड इमीडिएटली रिस्पॉन्ड, नहीं नहीं आप बच्चे तो मुझे यहाँ छोड़ दो, या तो ये नॉर्मल मेरा रूट है उसी से जाएंगे. So I think the point here that I'm trying to make is, once the child is aware and they find their own ways to make themselves safe in terms of any bad things happening, and even otherwise they get smarter in terms of handling situation, and then nobody can rubbish them with stupid talks. So that's what I feel. Rather than giving wrong information, it's better to give right information and causing that confusion.
You're
So,
right. I mean, yeah.
sorry.
No, no, no. As a society, we make topics so special and so, I mean, not to, मतलब, not talkable topic, right? कि मतलब इसके बारे में बात नहीं करनी है. And they definitely get curious, more curious कि why you should not talk. Like my younger one was asking one day that why you should not see, मतलब why people cover their body parts, private body parts. Then the elder one also became curious कि हाँ मम्मा क्या बताने वाली हैं बताइए. So I said that earlier when मतलब वो पाषाण युग में and मतलब sapiens के time पे they did not cover, and gradually we came मतलब this through this, and now because all of us cover our body parts, then that's why we feel awkward, right? And if we lived in that the same वो same era में अगर रहते, then we would be comfortable um मतलब without clothes also. So all these things they talk, and when they talk, they then I don't make it like मतलब sounding very मतलब special and नहीं 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 ये सब बात नहीं करनी है. ठीक है. But definitely whenever they are curious, and as you said that delivery also, if we will make it very मतलब कि हाँ नो डिलीवरी बहुत ही मतलब ऐसी चीज है कि मतलब नहीं you should not show to the kids and all that, then they'll definitely get more curious, and why it's so such a taboo topic, and why we should not talk about all these things. Sorry, Preeti, you were saying something.
So that I have lost that thought. But what you are saying is absolutely, I think, bang on. कि कौवा नहीं पहनता है कपड़े तो doesn't matter, right? क्योंकि पूरी उसकी कौवे, like all crows don't wear, so it is not an awkward thing. But today, when humans are covering themselves up, so it is like that. And so
Yeah,
what?
they asked also कि मतलब why cows don't wear, dogs don't wear. Then said that because human brains are more, I mean, progress मतलब they act more and they react more, they know more, and that's why they have discovered, they made clothes and all that. And cows don't think that way, dogs can't think that way, they cannot make clothes for themselves, that's why they don't wear. Yeah, you were saying something, Preeti.
Yeah, and I wanted to highlight this. Many times we put things on society, but it is only we who make society. And as an open learning family, it's up to each individual family how they want to live as a family and as a unit, and how they want to cultivate certain habits, or certain way of living. So I remember again I'm drawing attention to this topic again because I remember in Misty's one of the birthdays, we had given this Sapiens का part 1 का book, कॉमिक ग्राफिक वाला बुक था वो. And उसमें we gifted as a return gift to many children. So I'm not trying to say about the return gift, but the point was, तो उसमें वो graphic novel में there was of course the earlier species of humans and all, and they were shown naked. Naturally, they were shown naked, and it was graphic representation. So there were families who were really happy to receive the book, and the child finished the whole book. And there were families where we got to know later, a child asked कि देखो मम्मी इसने तो कपड़े नहीं पहने, ये तो नंगू फंगू है. तो मम्मी बोला कि नहीं नहीं, फिर तुम्हारे लिए ये बुक सही नहीं है, इसको आप रख दो साइड में, ये अभी नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए आपको. So see, that is a mindset, and the family I'm talking is like the mother herself is a very sophisticated mother, in a way of, you say, she's an educator or something like that. So it comes naturally as a family how we want to take it up, the whole idea. So that's what I feel like, so it's up to each individual family, and I think we should not take a veil behind, society की society ऐसा है तो मुझे सोसाइटी के साथ रहना है, नहीं मुझे मेरे को ऐसा करना है तो मुझे ऐसा करना है. एंड दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ ओपन लर्निंग. मुझे एज अ फैमिली, whatever you decide.
So I also want to share that the more we share about such things and the more we have open discussions, open talks about all these topics, I think the more they become powerful, very, very like super powerful, and they have their own brains and they execute situations very well. This is what I have understood on the like what why people say that this is taboo when this is like very shameful topic and we shouldn't talk in front of children about this. If we'll talk about it, my child's innocence will go away, that kind of stuff. Imagine, like, parents think that my child's innocence will go away if I will talk about sexuality with them. And they think, there are parents who think that this topic shouldn't be talked to because if I talk about this topic, then maybe my child will start trying to do this. What nonsense. Means, are we saying that when children or we or anybody gets aware about something, then do they start trying it in a wrong way, or do they develop power to beat it? For example, agar we are sharing and talking and discussing about drugs with our kids, okay, so is it like the next day my child will go and have drugs, or my child will be more aware that what are the repercussions of having drugs and how I should protect myself? And whenever there are situations when I'm getting into it by default or by some because of some external environment, I protect myself in that situation. So what is it that we are thinking and we are wanting it as a family? So that is, I think, very important to understand.
No, you are absolutely true, matlab, right, because what my matlab, Nisarg is in class 2. He was in class 2. So I heard a lot of stories from other kids' parents, like a lot of things kids were learning in their class, which I think we should have taught, matlab, early, beforehand, right? कि मतलब क्या क्या चीजें होती हैं, and knowing it from the wrong uh, source is worse, मतलब is damaging their innocence more rather than मतलब we telling them in proper way. That is killing their innocence. That's what I feel.
Exactly. Exactly. So even I feel that if say my child is aware about how sex happens, okay? So anywhere, see today everything is so open. Everywhere you have so many different types of videos and people doing different stuff everywhere. Even like down the lane you'll walk and people are doing stuff around. So if my child is well aware of it, that my child can take the right action at that time, whatever is the action. Instead, if my child is unaware, absolutely unaware, and for the child, this is something very new, then I will think that the child will get stuck there and will be watching that for longer time and seeing what's happening, and will be more curious and more indulged into it. On the contrary, instead of like taking the right action because the child is aware. So I personally, for me, I feel that awareness is a very strong tool. And also, just want to emphasize little more here that not only girls or females, males, especially boys, should be more and more aware about everything, not thinking that this is girls topic and this is should be taught to girls only, they should only be aware of it, they should only know about it. No, not at all. Boys should be equally aware about everything. That is how they will have respect for women. They will be growing up as responsible citizens, and they will be not getting into things which, yeah, the consent part of it and all of it, that when they grow up and they do things, they when they have that respect for women, they know what they go through, how girls go through, what all periodical cycles they go through, and they will be more very sensitive to everything. So even on the road, if some girl is walking by and if they see that this girl is in some discomfort, they might go as a help to them rather than troubling them in any way or eve teasing them. Correct? If they are aware of it, if they have that respect in their head. But if we as society bring up our boys just like, oh, they are boys, they do not need to know about what girl thing is. So they will be very insensitive to what girls go. So that's what I feel, that boys should be even more taught even better. सुषमा जी, कहाँ अंधेरे में खो गए हो? म्यूट पे बातें मत करो.
Sorry, I was in mute. Sorry. Yeah, I was just listening to the conversations and I perfectly relate to it because I had this thing where Arush used to always ask me, like, why only humans will wear clothes and, the animals should not wear. Where is this rule came from? And why is it? And also, he had this particular thing about when he used to watch this Ram or Krishna and all, they don't wear clothes. Why should we wear? All these questions used to come. And I purposefully was not giving answer to him so that I didn't wanted him to understand only my perspective. But I used to ask, pester him, like, kind of, what do you think that why they don't wear? And then he used to come up with so many things that, no, who will stitch for them? No, who will make things for the dogs? And when he saw some dogs wearing t-shirts, oh, dogs have t-shirts too. Kind of, I wanted him to explore, but even I was keeping an eye that he's not going and searching in YouTube saying like why it is like this, or kind of become a big question for him to seek other help than knowing from the first source. So I used to always talk to him about how we both are trusting with each other, and whenever we used to talk, have a conversation about our relationship and trust and everything, this topic used to bring again and talk about it. So I remember, I really don't remember I shooed it away or said anything. We used to have a lot of conversations, and I truly believe that when you are so free with your kid and you're having a conversation, their trust with you is so important that whenever he sees someone or somebody approaches him, or some girl tells him something, I am the first person who he will come and tell. So I'll be joking with him that, what you're coming and telling to a mother. So he'll be like, no, you're not only mother to me, no, you're my friend also. So he shares whatever he spoke, what she asked. This girl asked like this, ma, this like this, ma, like this, ma. So that conversation between us goes like this. And many of my friends have told the conversation between you, I feel like two friends are having, kind of. So I think building a trust with the parents is very, very important for their security, emotional security too. And once you have the skill, be it for the sexual, be it for the relationship, be it for the professional, for their emotional, anything, they know that there is a person that they can talk freely to. It's not that I have to ask chat gpt only something, or I have to go to youtube only. I have some person that I have a connection with, I can talk to. They may search on youtube or anything, but still they seek that human connection. And if they get that connection with parents, that's super. Actually, that's always very good to have that connection. So being open with the kids is very, very important. Even be it the sexual, be it the financial, be it your relationships, be your thoughts, your emotions, your reflections, everything matters the most, is my experience.
Yeah. So just adding on to what Sushma you said. So so that trust part is the most important part when it comes to talking openly. Yes, the child also feels safe. Ki I can go and share everything with my parents and they are around me, and there is no fear of any kind. And so my daughter talks to with us about all her crushes and all. So we have a very healthy discussion around it. So that's there. And apart from that, what also I picked from Sushma's talk is about huh, being aware from different sources like internet and all. So we have also kept that channel open with her quite a lot. Ki, not everything we'll answer. Go and check out, find out yourself. So when that channel was always on for her, so she has also found out so many things by herself. And touchwood, she's such an aware child that sometimes when she talks about certain topics, I'm like, hey, अभी इतना तो मुझे भी नहीं आता है. So the
Exactly,
thing,
exactly.
so good thing is कि we as parents uh, ourselves should be like should be का कुछ नहीं है. It's just that we are discussing. There are no shoulds in anybody's life. But yeah, we can always be open, very fair, and very fearless with them. That is one. And apart from that, they should also have access to everything in terms of their own researches. And when that happens, then their own growth as personality in terms of developing as a human is, I think, very beautiful.
True, true.
And as you said that as मतलब boys के लिए it's more important to be aware. I really feel मतलब after having boys especially I feel that no, it's my responsibility, मतलब it's our responsibility to make this society and मतलब take that step ahead to to be to give this society more the safer society, because when they will be aware they'll educate their friends as well, right? The right thing, what they should do to a girl, what how they should respect, and how if they are aware then they'll definitely can help other people as well. But it's not only girls, I mean the girls ki to I think it's less, boys responsibility are more in this whole मतलब in this era.
और अभी तो हम लोग अभी पुराने एरा में ही है, अभी तो एलजीबीटी और ये सब की बातें होती है. बच्चे आई जस्ट लिसन टू वन ऑफ द teen club discussions. They were discussing lesbians and homosexuals and all those things. So they talk about LGBT community. So like
हाँ
I think it's fair to talk about it and to
नहीं नहीं
understand and know about
डेफिनेटली
it.
बिल्कुल. they say कि मतलब अभी तो मतलब I have an arranged marriage and अभी आजकल मतलब love marriages and intercaste marriages and all that happening are मतलब so often. Then they say कि मतलब हमारे बच्चों के टाइम पे पता नहीं what will happen and all that. But I मतलब I don't say it upfront, but I feel that what will happen to my kids, मतलब will they be what kind of sexuality they will have and why what मतलब if they will like मतलब girl only or what मतलब it's it will be too much for other people to listen. That's why I mean as you raised this, that's why I talking to you, but it will be too much uh, to listen to for other people, I think.
But I have realized one thing in life. Any topic you want to talk about, say death or be it sexuality or something which we think to be taboo, when it is talked in a lighter way or with humor or somewhere something like that, you watch a film with that sort of a touch to it, which is humor and it also describes the topic. I think it's just the best way to kind of explain that thing. This is one of my understanding.
So I just want to share one incident in our family, and for which I am very, very grateful and thankful to my husband. Very honestly, like this movie came in, oh my God, two. Okay, and it is like fully about a boy getting into different troubles about yeah, what is masturbation. Okay, so yeah, the movie is about masturbation. अच्छा, honestly masturbation के बारे में मुझे अभी तक भी सही से नहीं पता था कि क्या होता है. ठीक है, very honestly. So the thing is कि the movie was about that, and I was little this thing क्योंकि मुझे ही नहीं पता है कि what it is and how to watch that movie with our daughter. So that was my this thing reservation. And my husband was like, "What is it?" We watched all three of us together. Okay, and then the kind of openness, the kind of clarity in the family came in, the kind of questions and discussions, and then there is a different altogether. I think then after that, there is a different kind of comfort amongst all three of us. That's the that and till date, I just remember that thing, and I'm so thankful to my husband. Uh, I think that was a topic which maybe I wouldn't have been able to talk with my daughter because that is something which I'm at all not aware firstly, and then maybe I'm uncomfortable or because it is men thing or whatever, whatever. But then the way he has handled it, I am like really blown away by that. And after that incident, I think as a family we are more bonded and we understand each other quite a lot. So I think in many families that movie was banned. That movie shouldn't be watched by youngsters and all. By
Yeah, even I have heard about that. There was
yeah,
something
so
in the family that it should not be watched and all.
yeah.
Yes, we
On the
also,
contrary, the movie is made because for them
yeah, true. And
to for
even
them
in
to understand this topic.
yes, even in some schools and all, some schools
It has been
even
shown.
yeah, it has been shown, but still
Yeah,
people have kind of not taken accepted it, and it was banned in few places, kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah. So
correct.
it takes, I think, yeah, it takes lot of time, lot of effort like this. But I feel, see, as Pranav was saying, who is society? Society is made by us, right? So if I am not seeing myself, my son, my daughter, my family, my community, my thing, and when I want to change the society, that is not going to happen, right? First, let's change our mindset. Let's change our ways of dealing with what we are dealing with the my kids, or the kids that we immediately deal with, or anyone around us. So you can ask them, have they watched this and all, because it's not only about these things. I even heard a few movies the parents had told kids not to watch. In that, one was Inside Out. And I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie watching with the kids here. They were 9 and 12-year-old, and I got to know that it was banned. Like, why? For what reason? No, you should not know few things in life. Like, for what? Who am I to put that on somebody, constraint on somebody that you don't watch, be it my kid or anyone? So that was my thought. So let's start with ourselves. Maybe we can share these things in our Discord and ask whether they have watched these movies, or all these things also can be a topic in some circles that we do. Have they watched this, or how did they feel? What was their thinking, thought about this and all? Yeah.
And I don't know why people think that their kids are so still so young and they don't know a lot of things, but they are mature enough to get to know a lot of things from other sources which we have not told them. They are getting, anyway, they are getting the knowledge in inappropriate way from other sources, I think.
So
Yeah, even
inappropriate or
kids,
appropriate? Yeah.
when they
Yes.
don't have this first hand information, they go for these things, searching for other ways. But if they have these things already set up as a base, and they want to explore themselves also, they know that there is a certain thing to it, what I should explore or not. They only get to know. You don't have to put any parameters to that. you know that kind of a freedom, because you have the trust on them, so they know that. And I'm seeing whenever there is a lot of trust put and they have this freedom, people or the kids will not don't want to divert into something. They just want to know and then back up. But people who don't know the exact thing, they only go and search and see different sources, and they end up seeing the wrong source. If they get the attention of that, then that's not good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we were sharing, Sushma. The more unaware you are, the more you are more curious, and then you end up into some trouble only. So rather, you know things and you have better ways to deal with it. So that was one very important point. And even the good touch, bad touch, and talking about things like even in like chalte chalte bhi not like Prana said ki we don't sit and talk about a particular topic on a day, like today's topic is this, we'll discuss today. There's nothing like that. It's just like you're walking by and you see some incident happening, or somebody who is looking something, or it pops up some idea and you start talking about it, and then ultimately you end up talking something else only. So that way, in a very casual way, while doing anything, you can talk anything with your children, and then it doesn't become a big topic. Otherwise, if we decide on a topic and think and sit and explain them, ki, see, I'm going to today tell you about this, then it is another type of discussion. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Kids are
exactly. Like
curious
our
enough to
times, how it
ask
used
you.
to be like this, whenever there is something like that, the TV was switched off, or we were not given the information or anything like that. But how open you are with your kids, or whatever you are doing with your kids, matter the most also, right?
And Sonal, one more thing, coming back to that topic of how grandparents will take it or something, then I think, yes, grandparents do have their own way of dealing with things and understanding things, and they have their own style because that's the generation gap. Definitely, they'll have it. But at times, if we are clear as parents that what we are doing with our children and what kind of messages we are imparting or giving away to them, maybe if we are very clear and honest about it, then all everybody around also gets it. Then I don't think we need to put in any extra effort to give out that message loud that we are okay and we are comfortable talking about the certain things with our children, and we want a responsible citizen to come up. So that's the way, that's the reason we. So what I'm trying to say is ki, with in our family, although my mother-in-law is very liberal and very non-conservative kind of female, but still, as a family of me, Pranav and Mishti, in front of her, there have been discussions that we three are doing, and she is passing by. And definitely she is overhearing it. So it's not that we stop discussing because she's passing by, or we have an awkward thing when she's passing. It's that it's a normal discussion going on, and if the overhearing is happening, it's great, it's okay, and that is how they also understand ki all of this and everything is okay. It's very normal, and the child also, if say for example death is the thing and they're playing about death and all, so if they will know that as a family they are comfortable with the topic and they are discussing this topic as a family, then they might also not feel uncomfortable. That's what I feel. I think including them is an idea rather than thinking ki what they will think. I don't
Okay, I'll try. I'll definitely give this a try. Thanks, Preeti. Yeah.
Okay, so it was not a gyan from my side, sorry. So it's just that
No,
we all.
it was a good guide. No, I was about to ask you both,
Uh,
matlab, ki what the advice, ki what should one do to, I mean, to in a joint family or in how to make extended family, matlab, how to talk in front of
yeah.
extended family
Also,
or
sometimes
uh,
including them in our own conversation and telling them ki this is how we want to deal with our children. Means not our children,
mm,
they are their children also.
their children
So
also, right?
yeah, so just
Mm, right.
No, no, I think one important thing also which I've learned while doing open learning is never give wrong information. अगर नहीं पता है तो बोल दो मुझे नहीं पता है, मैं भी समझ के या तो हम लोग साथ में समझते हैं. You have a good question and let's understand it. So these days there are like on YouTube so many videos on TED जो comically बनाया गया है and which looks so tidy, neat. Like there are many other comic, but TED is one very reliable thing. So that can also be watched as a family, and they cover a vast majority of topics. So about body parts, about organs, and about science, and about various spirituality, and there are many topics. So I think that is also a good source. So it makes the whole thing look very pleasant in a way, and passes on the right information, trustworthy information, I can say.
any more thoughts, or we can maybe wind up for the day. What do you all say, Sushma, Sonal, Pranav?
I think if we keep on talking, there'll be a lot of things to talk about. It's not like that.
Never ending, yeah.
Always the open learners will have one or other topic to talk
और
about.
आज भी हम वो सब गाने पे डांस तो करते ही है, जुम्मा चुम्मा ले ले,
Uh,
अटनिया पे लोटन कबूतर. बोल कैसे कैसे गाने बने और हम डांस भी करते हैं. So I think as a society, as a culture, I think we have double standards at times, but yeah,
true,
just
true.
live.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I
So,
have to yeah, I have to go, Preeti. I have few things to go do that.
yeah, even we are, I think we'll wind up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sonal, take it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get tomorrow. Sushma, we wanted to have a discussion with all
Preeti,
people and
did
parents.
you tell anything to me? I didn't get it.
ठीक है, leave it. चलो, bye. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye
bye, bye,
everyone.
bye,
Good
bye,
night.
bye.
Take care.
Bye bye. Good night.